Do you want to know the history of the Crusades and why most of them failed? Then keep watching. The year 1095. When Pope Urban II addressed the crowd, the goal was clear: to reclaim the Holy Lands from Muslim control. However, this call was issued to a world where Christianity was already divided. Doctrinal differences, persisting for centuries, had formally separated the East, Orthodox, and the West, Catholic, with the Great Schism in 1054. The Orthodox Byzantines were desperately seeking aid from the West, but the Byzantines were viewed by the Westerners as suspicious and untrustworthy co-religionists. Nevertheless, for the tens of thousands of knights setting out from the West, there was one single goal: faith and victory. The First Crusade and the initial breach of trust. The First Crusade was a complete military miracle. They recaptured Jerusalem in 1099. Yet, this victory only deepened the chasm between the co-religionists. As the Latin armies marched through Byzantine territories, they engaged in looting and failed to honor the trust of Emperor Alexios Komnenos. The West believed that Byzantium had not provided sufficient support, while the East saw these Western allies as greedy and uncontrollable. The first whispers of treachery accompanied the liberation of the Holy Lands right from the start. Subsequent crusades were a chain reaction of failures. The Second Crusade could not prevent the eventual recapture of Jerusalem. The Third Crusade, despite the fame of Richard the Lionheart, ultimately failed to permanently reclaim the city. By the end of the century, exhaustion and disappointment were widespread in the West. For the Knights, religious zeal would now give way to calculated political and economic interests. The Fourth Crusade. Then came the darkest moment in Christian history. The Fourth Crusade set out for Jerusalem, but huge debts to Venice and political intrigues changed the expedition's course. Instead of the Holy Lands, the target became the greatest Christian city in the world, Constantinople. In 1204, the Western Catholic army savagely besieged the capital of their co-religionists. The city fell, and the ensuing sack was unprecedented in history. Orthodox churches were plundered, holy relics were desecrated, and the Westerners, by force of the sword, installed a Latin emperor on the Orthodox throne. This was not merely a military invasion. It was an unforgivable act of betrayal and sacrilege committed against Eastern Christianity. Permanent division. The Crusades failed to achieve their goal of permanently holding Jerusalem. However, they accomplished a lasting and tragic success. The Fourth Crusade sealed the separation between the Eastern and Western churches. The looting of the heart and soul of the Orthodox by the Latins destroyed all bridges between the two sides. Even today, the roots of the historical distrust and hatred felt towards the Catholic West trace back to that dark day in 1204. The Crusades were against the Muslims, but their true victim was Christianity itself.